Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson. I am going to do some predictions today. Please remember that whenever you do predictions, they don't necessarily come true. That is, the future is not fixed. If it is a negative future, one thing that we can do is just sort of think of the opposite and imagine that coming true. Things can change. But let's take a look. So I have a feeling here that I just sat down at a table in a restaurant. There's a waiter, all of these things. It's sort of like these beings are there to give me information. Now, I really am not doing the full trance channel today. I'm doing more prediction type channeling, so they're going to show me some images, I think, and we'll interpret them. All right. First character who shows up is a lady. She's a very sophisticated woman. Okay, so she's going to show me something. So she takes something out of her purse. There's a picture of Trump. And there are a lot of other pictures. And it's like, you know, how you have like sometimes a wallet and a book of pictures. There are a lot of pictures, like 100, 200, like picture after picture after picture. I expect that these are people related to the Epstein case. That Dan Bongino characters, we've sort of stopped on his page, and here's his Attorney General Pam Bondi next to it. They're sort of like side by side. Dan Bongino looks like ragingly angry. He's just like your super typical angry guy, and he just takes the like a hands of cards. He's got cards and throws them on the table. He's so mad. And it's like he's not putting the cards on the table and he's really pissed off. And I think it's genuine. I don't think he's faking this. I think he really is angry. Pan Bondi just keeps kind of flinching, like going, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh, all this rage. What do I do?" And of course, Trump's in these images too. He's very angry. He's looking really guilty, really nerved out, just nerved out. He's totally freaking out. Don't misunderstand when you see him on TV. He is raging underneath, and it's causing a lot of stress for him. It's causing him to really have problems, and it seems like they're psychological. They're just it's just when you put that much pressure on a person, they start to crack. And one would think that some people would have cracked already, but no. You know, this is a game of nerves, and for some people, it really is. And I just see the pressure mounting. There are pictures of young people. And I see like one of those young people, she's already been featured in a deposition, standing up and going to speak before Congress. There is I'm not sure it's before Congress. She's speaking publicly. And again, she already has, I forget her name at the moment, but she has given a definite deposition that she and another girl were involved uh, with Donald Trump. It's like this, almost feeling like the Senate won't allow her to speak, so she's got to step on, you know, be on the steps. I do see Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, is speaking before Congress, and she's looking quite torn. She's going between the Republicans and the Democrats. It's like she is playing a very political game, a very savvy political game here. But it's a complicated method. It is really complicated because now how does she say the right thing, and sort of negotiate, potentially perjury. She's culpable. She's not a good witness. I mean, she's been convicted, so everybody knows she'll say anything. So you just get this feeling as she's sitting in that chair that she is absolutely looking like from one moment to the next, it could change. I'm just wondering, are you going to tell us anything valuable? Now she goes like this. It's like, yeah, but only one thing. And then she looks kind of smug. But it's almost again, she's playing a game like, I could tell you more. I could tell you more. It just depends. Just depends on, on who's in charge. Depends on who pays me the most. It's sort of like, uh, she's cagey. I see some people getting angry at her and they look like the Senate. But she's got cards to play. So Maxwell's not over yet at all. It even feels like she was waiting for this. Like she's been hoping this would happen just as it has. And now she's going to start, playing some serious poker. And you know what? If this is her life, this is 20 years in prison. That is how important this is. Do not underestimate this situation with her. She intriguingly looks powerful, right? She should be the one with the least power. But she has a lot of power, and it's not just over the administration. There are a lot of people who are afraid of what she's going to say, and they're going to really be pushing certain senators. Anything else that we want to know? I keep seeing the picture of the woman who made the deposition, and she claimed that something happened when she was 13 involving another girl and Donald Trump. So that is her deposition. Her picture keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. So there is more there. Let's see. She's standing on the steps. It might be that she's going to make a bigger splash with the media and be more trustworthy than Maxwell. That wouldn't be much of a surprise, would it? Let's see. What else are you guys going to tell me about this? It just has a feeling like the camera has been reversed, like there's, what used to be put out there was, the right could really manipulate the story in such a way they could create stories out of nothing. And now a story which they wanted to make nothing is becoming something. Something shifted. It's like no one can blame the Democrats anymore. They don't have any power. So now everything's shifted. Like, now who are we gonna blame? So they've lost control of this story. Or I should say they've lost control of the truth. Let me just see if there's anything else about this. Big headlines. Big headlines. Something's really going to come out about this. Somebody's going to spill the beans. I get the feeling that there could be other people who come forward and talk about what happened to them. I'm still seeing the woman who gave the deposition. And again, forgive me if I can't remember her name when I'm doing this work. But if you go online, find this deposition. It's pretty easy to find. She's not going away either. So now it's interesting. We have these two competing female forces vying for attention, both of them women. That says something, although one of those women certainly isn't a very pleasant one. It does tell you something about a shift that will happen in terms of power. Okay, so I'm just going to see if somebody else at this dinner table steps up to tell me anything. I'm looking at a very serious guy. He's kind of sort of more science guy looking, sort of nerd, like a nerdy kind of guy. And he wants to tell me about He wants to tell me about Putin. Okay, right. And I'll tell y'all, I hate to read about on Putin because he has really a lot of psychics around him, and they pull a lot of numbers to protect him. So I'm just gonna go. I'm going through this character, so it doesn't affect me directly. Oh, really, I've never been so uncomfortable in all my life as channeling Putin, remote viewing him. But I'm just gonna use this guy. All right. All right, what are you gonna show me? A hand reaches up from the earth and grabs Putin and grabs him. There's a lot of angry citizens, like with pitchforks. And Putin's retaliating against them. So it feels like an uprising, and there's a heavy handed retaliation. But again, it's like another narcissist thing. It seems to make Putin really mad. He is really on that very edge of his power, and if anything goes. I am a bit worried about what Putin might do when he is cornered. Anything goes. Could be really. He could pull some really tough numbers right now. Again, I don't think this is certain, but he would do it. He would drop any kind of bomb just to keep his own power. He would do it, and I feel like that's a real possibility, and that it could harm a lot of people. And I'm getting that this could happen in August. Yeah, Putin smoking a cigarette. When I get images of people doing this, it kind of means self-destructive, and it doesn't necessarily mean the person smokes cigarettes. It's just a self-destructive act, and that's what I see him doing. Some kind of self-destructive act, something that will cause harm to his own people because he just doesn't care anymore. And you get even the feeling that he knows he's not going to live long, so he'd rather go out with a bang, pardon the expression. But I hate to tell people this because I don't want people to worry. Again, I want to point out that this is a possible future. It is not certain. No future is certain. But if we take a look at this, there is cause for concern. Please take some time and say a prayer that the worst case scenarios will not come about because they are possible with Putin. I see him like lighting a little cherry bomb, and just has a very menacing face. So, kind of personally, I'm kind of wondering, there seems to be something going on in DC where people are starting to. There's a rumor that they're gonna dump Trump. The Republicans will dump him because he's just too toxic right now, and that they're already starting to promote Vance. So, someone's actually Mike Lee, that let's just say really gross Republican, an advocate for violence, he is at the table. And it just tells you so much. Mike Lee's such a terrible glutton. There is so much food on his plate, right? These things always have a great symbolic meaning. So, and he is also smoking. So there's a lot of self-destructive going on. He just gives a feeling of being really just a very lazy person, lazy and self-serving. and calculating. He's thinking right now. He is going, what's in it for me? How can I work this situation for me? And that just seems like the average senator. They're worried about the midterm elections. Things are really, really bad in terms of their numbers. And this is just a losing proposition. There's not much more they can get to make themselves look good. They've passed this terrible bill, and they're probably going to get the tax cuts that they want for their donors. So what do we need Trump for? He's just a liability, and it really is like a chain around their necks. And it's that easy to take off. He could just go, done. It actually isn't as hard as we think to get rid of him. Among other things, you kind of get the feeling Trump wants to go, that this is finally overwhelming him and he can't manage it anymore and it's causing health problems and he's aware of it. All he needs is someone to give him immunity, and then he can go and, he's got all the money that you could possibly steal, right? So he's calculating, and he's looking around the room, and he's like, you know what I'm talking about. They're planning on removing him. At least certain elements of the government are ready for him to go, and he keeps showing me Trump's ankles, and to me that just means that he has medical issues. I mean, we should remove him just for medical reasons. He's not healthy, and it's not good for anyone for an unhealthy person to be in charge. But the tricky part is, whatever his health, at the same time, Trump has mixed feelings. He likes the feeling of power. That's important to him. So it's just like, if he loses control of the narrative, then, he doesn't have anything to dangle over Ghislaine Maxwell's head. Then who knows what will happen. So he doesn't, it's almost like they're figuring out a way to give him cover so that he can't be prosecuted, and then he can go. He won't like it because nobody's good at this. Nobody's good at distractions as he is. Nobody is as good. And nobody can handle, manufacturing, handling all this stuff as well as he can. So he's not so sure about this. But the vice president, he couldn't care less. These guys are just purely self-serving. At no point do they think of the United States. So what are you gonna do? I'm just gonna ask, what you gonna do, Vance? Make him insignificant. That's what I get. It's like a little mini Trump. Bing. Make him insignificant. Whatever he can do to make him disappear. So it's like they're going to put some pressure on Trump, like a bunch of them are going to get together and they're going to start pressuring him and talk, well, your doctor told us, this could kill you, man, you really should. Trump will not give in right away, and it will be a long time before he does give in. It will really be when he has no choice. Trump does not want to leave, even if there's a good medical reason. He will not leave. He doesn't want to lose the control, and he has, good reason, because he is very good at controlling things until recently. But yeah, Mike Lee seems to think it's in the bag. It's kind of like, look, by September, October, he's going to be so sick that he won't be able to fight it. It'll just be too obvious. We'll just get rid of him. And, it'll be, oh, he's gone to the doctors. Oh, he's in the hospital. Thoughts and prayers, and in the meantime, they're just going to calculate to, make him as insignificant as possible, it kind of gives a feeling that there's a level of just, who's the puppet master here? September 3rd, something's going to happen on September 3rd. We would want to take a look at August for some action by Putin. Right. Okay. I think that's that. So, everyone, I hope you will, again, take the future with a grain of salt. Our actions, our prayers, our love for humanity can alter things, and if we know what's going on, we can change it. Thanks so much for watching.